Just to introduce myself, I'm Allan Pinlac. I'm working as a network infrastructure lead for Philip Morris International. Uh, we're a shared service as well, wherein we're not just managing Philippines, but the rest of the Asia Pacific facilities. Um, we're also helping and supporting the other regions, whatever interconnectivity requirements that they have.
All right, and I'm Adam Gibson, managing partner of Techvox. We are a consultancy agency supporting data centers and telecommunication services throughout Asia Pacific, and we have now expanded into North America and Europe. With 15 years of experience in disabling, enabling, processing data centers, we're seeing a growth in this market, which is obviously why W Meter and the Philippines event has brought us together, so we can talk about this particular topic, which is interconnection and the associated facets around it. So we sent a little question around with some questions, and I think that Alan and I have sort of got an idea of what to talk about. His obviously points are, and this is what we'll discuss, is it's the enterprise part of the business. So obviously, when we talk about interconnect, there's obviously a global drive with the AI push and the hyperscales and the clouds that are coming into the region. So we're going to focus on the enterprise component, which obviously brings is the foundational part. It's what the customers need or what the customers are seeing, and then obviously driving those cloud providers to come into those regions itself. So with the increased demand and probably due to AI and hyperscale, are you seeing network activity also increasing? Are you seeing that push with enterprise for the demand coming in with that?
With the spike of the AI demand or traffic, there's like a pressure or a push coming from the industries, both from telco industries, enterprise industries. There's really like a demand that the increase of traffic will be coming in. So obviously, to answer that question, inevitably it's going to increase. We have to consider the bandwidth, wherein like not just like a regular trend of increase of the bandwidth will come in. It's going to be a huge spike. Um, so those needs to be considered when you are like planning the bandwidth increase that you'll be having. Also, you need to check the network infrastructure devices that you'll be having. It's easy to say you increase the bandwidth, but your devices is not able to cope up with that demand. Um, need to check on the you need to check on the network technologies that you'll be using. Example, software-defined networks. There's a lot of available solutions out there that can help you use that particular technology, helping the bandwidth, helping you transfer the traffic uh, seamlessly, no, without any chokes whatsoever. Um, you also need to check on cloud interconnectivity. So the presence of AWS, Azure, Alibaba. So all of those, if you have opportunity to have interconnection, mesh connectivity, that one will be helping you out better in managing the traffic that you're having.
And you mentioned cloud. Obviously, cloud is a hot topic and has been discussed. It's a buzzword as people call it, and has been a buzzword for many years now. Are you seeing that drive as well from a region? Obviously, Philippines is starting to become very powerful in regards to the next part of the world that's going to get some sort of adoption with cloud providers and things like that. Are you seeing that also contributing to the network growth and what the demand is looking like?
Definitely, it's going to increase our cloud providers or our internet exchange providers should be helping one another to provide the solutions to our enterprise customers. Because right now it's easy to say you have interconnectivity going to the cloud portals, but if you bring the cloud nearer to your place, especially for the Philippines being an archipelago outside Asia Pacific region, it's going to make the traffic and the experience of the user much better.
And with obviously, we're sort of talking about, you got Sydney, Singapore, Hong Kong, Tokyo as, key parts of Asia Pacific. Those regions are very hot and have improved dramatically over the last sort of 5 years, and they've now come up with some sort of interconnection solution and things like that. What do you think, and what have you seen from an enterprise and the development of your racks, and what's that interconnection position going to be, and how are you are you going to work with, what the rest of the countries are doing, or how are you seeing that work?
Probably from enterprise side, I'll be very keen on service providers that has rigid interconnectivity within the locations. So one factor that I would probably look at would be the submarine cables. Those locations are like far away, and we know that we have submarine cables beforehand. But are they abreast with the requirements of AI? Are they abreast with the requirements of this huge traffic coming in? So if those are being advanced nowadays, coming from the telco perspective or ISP providers, then that's going to be a consideration for me.
And then obviously, with the expansion, and I'll talk later on to the digital edge guys as well, and we're talking about them. We know them before. Cross connects are a big thing in this market. We're seeing the traction more and more with, the more providers you get, the more cross connects you're going to need. There's a lot more demand. Is there technology or solutions that you're seeing? You mentioned SD-WAN before. Are there
Yes.
other platforms? Obviously there's a physical part, but is there a virtual part, or is there something that helps with the interconnection? Because obviously that's key in in this business. Is you got compute, obviously you've got the storage, the networks there. How do you join them together with the interconnection, and how does that work in your eyes?
For now, I'm more on physical. So whenever there's like an increase, I would need to see it, how it will be increasing very much. On the virtual side, I know there are certain technologies like virtual internet exchange, something like that. I haven't driven or deep dive on those technologies for the time being, but I'm pretty sure those data center providers, ISP providers, they can actually offer that one. Like virtual deployments or virtual solutions would be much easier, scalable, and faster in terms of the deployment. That one would be much considered from our side.
And obviously, we haven't stopped the increase in demand, the capacity, the growth. It's just astronomically getting more and more improved. Do you see the equipment keeping up? Obviously that's the question. Is, we buy a 10 gig switch today and 40 gigs around the corner. Do you think there's a sweet spot at the moment? Do you think there's something unique where you go, that's a best position? Because obviously this particular region, in particular, like the Philippines itself, has jumped a lot compared to other countries because it's being supported by, there's demand in Singapore, but it can't go in Singapore, so it's coming to other places such as the Philippines. So by virtue of that, there's a big push of demand straight away. So you seeing that, 1 gig was a very short,
Before
time.
it was a fad.
Yeah.
Having a gig was already like too much already. But I think I'm not sure if you guys are doing like a tech refresh on your equipment or on your technology. It doesn't happen that often, right? So in our enterprise, we do the tech refresh every 5 years as much as possible. It's an investment that we do, but it's going to be abreast with the technology requirements. So whenever that thing happens, we make it a point that uh, those requirements on the future growth, both on the outside world and enterprise requirement, we would want to keep aligned with that part. So good thing that you mentioned. We just recently changed our infrastructure from the usual fast E. Just imagine it's still fast E, but nowadays we're now going to 10G. So at the very least, we are a bit aligned with the technology. So it's an opportunity for each and every enterprise. Whenever you go with that tech refresh, push that in already so that you will be future proof.
No, it's very good.